That's the most important thing, period.
So the big question is, what are top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? To get the answers, we interview top real estate agents to learn their secrets to success. Listen, we believe every agent should make a minimum of $100,000 per year, and we're on a mission to make this happen. We've already helped over 100 agents achieve this with our coaching. So if you want to fast track your business growth, get to your first $100,000 in GCI, or add another $100,000 in GCI using social strategies, then head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com, or you can just click the link in the description below. Also, just make sure to follow us, hit that subscribe button, and if you get any value from this at all, please tell a friend and leave us a review. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Elite Agent Secrets.
We talked about doing listings and homes. I want to roll into your second topic, which is actually knowing your numbers, right? And this is something, your topic today I actually love, because these are a lot of the things that are like completely overlooked, but something that we value massively. So again, we talked about authenticity, and it's like, we came into this business and we're like, are we really going to go everywhere in suits and do all this shit? And we're like, no, like, let's just try doing it how we want to do it. And then the next one was, I'm an engineer by trade. So like numbers have always been big for me. Systems numbers are huge for us. So this came more naturally, but we understand the value of it. So when you say knowing your numbers and, and the ones that matter, what are those, and how can people kind of keep track of them and make sure that they're rocking and rolling in the right ways?
So the first thing I want to say before I get into this numbers things is taking care of your clients and doing the right thing comes above all of this. That's the most important thing, period. Okay. Then, assuming you're doing that, there's a bunch of numbers in the real estate industry. And we already talked about a couple of them, right? How many units did you do a year? How much volume? That's a real cute one too. Seeing the volume of different things and how, you know for certain that it's manipulated, right, by certain agents and teams and stuff like that. And like, these are like outwardly facing numbers, and people put a lot of stock into them. By people mean agents and whatever. It makes you feel good. You might receive an award from your office or whatever. The numbers I'm talking about, which I think every agent should be extremely focused on, is what's on your 1099 at the end of the year. And then after that, you have this number. How much did you invest to get to that number, right? And then obviously take that number away, and that's what you actually profited during the year. There's never really conversations happening about being profitable. And I don't know, I've talked to many different agents and big teams and stuff. And I remember having a conversation with someone where, they're doing like 40 million a year, okay, in volume. And they're the team leader. And they're going through it. And, they told me like, yeah, it's all said and done. I'm like, I don't have to do all that much. I make like $175,000 a year. And my mind was blown. I'm like, how the hell do you have $40 million of homes being sold, all that commission in play, and you're investing, you're putting out all the money, you're hiring the people. And that's what, now I'm not saying $175,000 is not a lot of money, and that's wonderful, but it should be a shit ton more. And it's like, what numbers are getting messed up? What's going on? So I feel like sometimes there can be an allure in real estate to have this big, gigantic team, like a picture with like 50 people, and then there's like 20 admins, and then people are spending $25,000 a month on Zillow to get leads. And it's like, it all looks a certain way, but what numbers really matter, right? And it's like, get down. It's as simple as literally taking like a Excel spreadsheet or a Google sheet and just put, here's my expenses. Here's what I'm really spending money on right here. And then your number, like how profitable you are, and you can know where to, cut and make adjustments. But I feel like when I say know your numbers, the ones that matter, it's those numbers. It's not this outwardly facing volume, units, blah, 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 whatever. And, another thing you see with like statistics out there, numbers don't lie, but the way people use them always do. Right. So we can create whatever statistics we want out of real numbers. We could just choose to look at certain factors. And I'm like, it's something to pay attention to for people.
So it's interesting. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep.
That's right.
That's it.
I just did the rough numbers on that. 40 mil, that's about $1.2 million in GCI if you're at 3%. So if you're keeping 175,
it's 10%. Give or take.
Yeah. Which is like, how is that even possible? Because that's before you pay taxes, which means something is really, really, really wrong. Because, and quote me if I'm wrong, but real estate business can be extremely highly profitable when you're especially
right.
You can make it extremely profitable. And we have spoken to people, we know people, Luke, you're included in that pool. It's like, you make this so highly profitable where you can do, 20, 30 million with an admin or two and by yourself. And on a 1.2, let's say, you pay even the salaries. Let's say you do 10% for marketing. You should be taking home at least 750.
Yeah.
Which is triple.
And
it's way more than triple. It's like 5x nearly.
I also want to put like a sidebar on that comment, because as I'm thinking about it, and that particular person, I knew they were still active, right? They were still doing stuff. I don't know how much they worked. That didn't matter. However, if there was a business that you can invest in and be completely hands-off, completely hands-off, and it runs and you're literally just like
a mailbox money,
like a franchise owner of McDonald's. Maybe they'll drive around, stop in, take it, say hi, everybody, eat some fries. They don't have to do anything, right? Yeah. If that's the case and you're making, 175 a year, then that actually is awesome.
Yeah, that's really
amazing.
Sign us all up, whatever. That's great. But that wasn't really the case that I believed at that time. But I just found it interesting that it's like there could be all that money in play and these outwardly facing numbers of volume, units, blah, blah, blah. It was so big. But then on the inside, it was just shaved down so much. And it's just like, wow, man. I think interesting.
The one thing to preface this with, though, is that when you're growing a business, I don't think you should try and eke out every penny of profit. No, you should, but you shouldn't take it. Because if you're wanting to grow a business, you've got to be willing to invest in your business, which is what a lot of people don't do, which is why they stay stuck. There's got to be a point where, let's say you're doing 100K a year, for example, and then you're like, actually, I could really, if I brought on another admin. So what we've seen time and time again, about every 30 deals a year, it's about a good point to bring on somebody onto your team, give or take.
Yep.
And even if you pay that person 50 grand a year, or if it's doubtful they're going to be commissioned, usually what happens is you do 30 deals a year, you bring on an admin, you pay them, say, 50 grand a year, for example, right? But your production now almost doubles. Usually it's about 75%. So you've gone from doing 30 deals to maybe nearly 60, 50, 55, right? Because now you're just doing lead gen and sales and you don't have to worry about all the other stuff, right? And then it's actually for that investment, say 50 grand a year or whatever it is, you're now making far more money. But for those few months, you've got to pay him and train him and you've got to take that leap. And there's all this, and you can't do that if you're going out and blowing stuff on Rolexes and you're spending every penny you get. There's got to be some forethought, right?
Hey, don't throw me under the bus here.
Yeah, he buys Rolexes. That's why.
What do you think? You're big time?
I'm just saying time is money. I'm just saying time is money,
So it's I agree. It's not about what you make, it's about what you keep. You've got to be willing to invest, right? Oh, and by the way, if you're interested in gaining access to our course and coaching programs, then head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com.